Welcome. In today's video, I'm going to teach you how to build a YouTube ad properly that you can actually use inside of a campaign. So we're going to cover some different things. First, we're going to talk about the problem agitate solution style video, and then we're going to expand on that by talking about your problem agitate solution video inside of the different funnels. So I have two more videos that if you haven't watched them are going to be useful for you. One is a target persona video and the other talks about the different levels of the funnel. If you haven't looked at those, this video might not quite make sense to you, and you need to do those two things before building your YouTube ad. So go jump into those two other videos and they'll take you through that. Today, I'm going to teach you how to build the script for a YouTube ad, and then at the end of it, I'll talk a little bit about the visuals and things that you should add in. All right, so let's talk about problem, agitate, solution. So how does that work? How does problem, agitate, solution work? It means that we're going to talk about the problem that our target persona has. So in the last few videos, I used an example of people that need to lose weight, that have that problem. And we're going to use that as our example. So that's going to be our problem today. People that need to lose weight. And let's say that your solution to that is that you have a special diet book that you're selling on YouTube, or that you're going to try to sell. And so we're going to do a problem, agitate, solution style ad. That means we're going to talk about the problem. We're going to talk about your problem of needing to lose weight. We're going to agitate that problem, and then we're going to provide for you the solution. So the first thing when we're building out our problem is we need to build out a really good hook that's going to catch our target persona's attention. We want to weed out the people that are not going to want to view our ad as quickly as we can, because the lower the CTR is in our ad, as far as only catching the people we want to catch, the better our ad is going to perform and the lower our conversion is going to cost. So we want to weed out people. So an example might be if you are overweight and you have tried everything, but you need a real solution, this video is for you. So we have qualified it only to talk to the people that actually have this problem. There are other ways to do it. We can say, if you are 20 pounds overweight, if you're 40 pounds overweight, that kind of thing, depending on what our target persona is like. So we're basically trying to just only target the people that we want to watch this video. The other people are going to hate it, and hopefully they skip it, and they don't actually see our video, and they don't ever click through, and we don't get the wrong click. We only want to get the right click. The next thing we're going to do is to talk about the problem after we kind of hooked them in, and we're going to kind of just get deeper into the problem. We're going to talk about the emotion of that problem. How does it make you feel? Well, the fact that you are overweight means that you have no energy at work, you're not in shape. We're going to hit the problem in a variety of ways, and we're going to talk about what the consequences of that problem is. You're overweight, and it has cost you that you can't find a partner. It has cost you that you're unproductive at work and you lose money. There's all sorts of ways that we could dice that. And so once we have kind of really twisted the knife into that problem, the next thing we want to do is to begin to talk about ourselves as a solution. So we're going to start to talk about our book that we have that we're selling with a special diet plan. And we're going to talk about how many people that it's helped. We're going to give social proof. So we're going to talk about the many people. At this point, you could throw in some actual footage of videos of people talking about, I tried X diet and it really, really worked well and it was amazing. Then at the end of that, what I recommend is to add in scarcity. So we say, now, if you don't get this product today, and we're going to give real scarcity. So it could be, for example, with a book that we just released the book, and we're going to say right now it's $7.99, but in 7 days, I'm going to raise the price to $15.99. But if you get it now, you can get it for $7.99. It could be like that, or it could just be talking about in terms of if you don't take action today, what's going to happen to your health, that kind of thing. So we create a scarcity. It's a very important element to add into any YouTube ad. And then we're going to close with our call to action. The call to action needs to be very specific and tell people exactly, with exact details on what they need to do. So we would say, for example, you need to click on let's say our button's the Learn More button, And then you'll be taken to a page where you can order the book. Just press on order now and put in the information and it'll come to you. So be super specific. All right, so that's the problem, agitate, solution. Now, what about, let's talk about our different elements of the sales funnel. So we can talk about the problem aware stage of the funnel. These are people that have a problem. They know they have a problem being overweight, but they really don't know what the good solutions are. And so if we're pitching it to these kinds of people, you really don't need to change up the problem, agitate, solution element that much. It's going to be more introducing your concept and introducing what it is. You're going to give them more information about what it is that you offer to them. If they're in the solution aware phase, now they're aware of different solutions that they could be trying. So they may be thinking about going to a gym. They may be thinking about trying a diet. They may be thinking about going to get shots or taking diet pills or any of these other things. So in that case, what you're going to want to do, you're still going to want to talk about the problem and agitate it and provide the solution. But in the middle of that there, you may have comparisons. So let's say if we're doing our social proof part, we might have someone come in and say, I tried this, I tried this, I tried this, and I tried this, but this was the only thing that actually worked for me. And sometimes you can just even have a real person come in and just do a comparison for most of the video. You introduce the problem and agitate it, and the rest of the video is just like this person talking about the different solutions they tried. And then you end with scarcity and call to action. If it's in the next phase, which would be the product aware phase. So now we have decided, like, I need to go on a diet. These are people, they've decided, maybe they decided to want to go to the gym too, but they decided above all that they want to actually purchase a diet book or go on a diet, one of the two. And so now what I'm really got to harp on are the testimonials. The testimonials have to be really central to the ad. So we are going to do our problem, agitate, solution. But when we get to that testimonials part, is going to be, you got to have some video of testimonials. Throw in all the, if you've got like a bunch of Google reviews, you're going to throw that in there, and that's going to be really helpful to move them on to click and purchase the product. And then if we're in the one way that your video could be different is if they're now aware of who you are. They're the last level of the funnel. They've already seen you. They know who you are, and you're doing retargeting. In that particular scenario, you're just going to focus on your video on, you may want to talk about the problem, you may want to agitate it again in a different way, but it's probably going to be shorter, and just going to be focused on the offer. So your offer. Right now, if you buy this book, then we will also send you this free guide additionally. So it's going to up the offer because they've already seen your stuff. Now you're retargeting. This is a different set of people. So I hope that's kind of given you an insight on how to put together a YouTube ad. I hope that's really useful to you. Let's move on to the next part of the video, and let's talk about what needs to show up in the ad. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the music. Music can be quite powerful inside of an ad. So what are we going to do with the music? Now we want to make our ad a little bit entertaining, and music helps to bring it into the fore. So as you're talking about your problem, and you're going to be talking about why that problem is emotional, the emotions that build inside of the person. So as we're talking about the problem, what the ads that I've seen that worked really well, that the music that was in it, that were in it, that I've analyzed, and I watched a lot of ads, the music at the beginning was kind of irritating or difficult, or melancholy at the beginning. As we got to the emotion, it crescendos, and it's kind of got that negative feel to it. And then when we get to our solution, it may change, and it may feel more upbeat, more exciting. Now, it's hard to get the videographer to time the music like that, but this is what you need to recommend to your videographer. Let's pick a music that builds, and the crescendo of the music is when our solution comes to the rescue. And people are like, oh, like it makes people feel excited. We want them to feel the pain, and music helps us to do that. But then we want them to feel excited when we get to the solution. It's now all of a sudden they're starting to feel a little bit, helping them to feel excited about your product, helping them to feel the pain, because when you're selling, you're selling to people emotionally. we're going to talk about what our offer is and the mental part of our product or service and how it actually does help. That's important too, but it's really important to lead with the emotional and get people invested into your product emotionally, and music is going to help you to do that. The visuals are no different. Now you can take a couple of tacks. Number one is to hire, let's say off of Fiverr, an actor, or Upwork, or wherever you can find an actor. If you're putting together a video that's more expensive, you got a bigger budget, which I don't necessarily recommend at the beginning of a campaign. Then the actor needs to look like your target persona. So if I'm doing finance and I am selling finance, or I'm selling a retirement services, wealth management to older people, my target persona is a retired person or near retired. Well, I'm going to put a dude on there that's older, that's got some gray hair, and you're wearing a nice suit and jacket, and it appeals to that particular boomer generation, right? I'm not going to pick some young guy. So it's the same way. Make sure that if you're going to have a spokesperson that is going to read the script through, make it look like your target persona and make it appealing to your target persona so that they can identify and trust this particular person. And then I also recommend that even if you've got someone that you've added in that's going to read the script, have your videographer, or if you are the videographer, you pick imagery that, especially in the emotional parts, identifies with the emotion of that moment. So if we have identified the problem and we've identified the emotion that that person is feeling, the frustration, you're frustrated because you just can't get those pounds off. If that's what that you're trying to convey and identify in with the video, then we might switch to a scene that conveys that. So a person that's feeling just frustrated, and that reminds and moves people in, it tells this story and draws people into this story inside of the video, inside of the ad, and compels them to keep watching. And then maybe when there's a solution, we show before and after results, see what happened, or have someone who, let's say we're talking about losing weight, we have someone there who's actually giving a testimony on, here's the way I looked before, here's the way I look now. Everything needs to be built in a crescendo and to help people to experience the emotionality. It being entertaining helps. Entertaining ads, it doesn't have to be entertaining, but entertaining ads are better than not entertaining ads, because if we have retained our actual person that we're trying to target, because a good storytelling pulls people into an ad. I was working for a yoga company one time, and we built a 4-minute YouTube ad out, and it was full of good storytelling. It cost me very little with that videographer to produce that particular video, and he just did a great job of finding the right imagery and the right music and telling a story. And so we ended up getting, I think, $7 leads for that particular, it was an online yoga courses and stuff like that. So that was a really powerful way to do the imagery. So pick the right spokesperson if you're gonna have someone read it. Sometimes though, if you're a good storyteller and you can storyboard and you can figure out what kind of imagery is gonna go in each scene, you can actually just use stock footage and have a good ad that works. And I have done that many times. My videographer's done that many times. As a matter of fact, my videographer that I use, that I like, he is so good. He's such a good storyteller. He's an actor by trade, like he's a full-time actor, and he does this on the side, builds out videos for me. He's so good at it that he knows intuitively how to tell a story. He uses, stock imagery, and you know what? It works. It works. So you don't need some expensive video. I don't recommend an expensive video. Now, here's one more tip for you that's an added bonus. When you are creating your ad, make sure you write your script. Maybe you write 2 scripts and have 2 different videos. But if you can't do that, for sure, you want to work on your hooks. So you want to create about 5 different hooks for your ad. You can always use ideas from AI for this, but you're gonna create at least 5 different hooks that you're ready to go. So you may only be testing one ad at a time and sending all the traffic to it, If you have a low budget, you may have to do that. If you have a higher budget, you can test multiple ads at the same time. And then you can test out all those different hooks. And what you have, the problem that you have with YouTube ads and ads that are video in general is ad fatigue. So the people, they've already seen it and they're tired of it and they just don't invest into the ad. But if you change the hook up a little bit, it's like almost like a brand new ad, and you can avoid the ad fatigue scenario just by having some extra hooks prepared. So let's say you're getting a spokesperson to read your script, pull in different ad copies that you have on hand. You can use the same ad but have a different hook. Little tip there for you. So here in 15 minutes, I just covered the basics on building out a YouTube ad. There's a lot of other things that I could talk about. Add a countdown timer, make sure that it's very clear on in your call to action, that where the button is in the video, little details like that. But you can take what I just shared and you can build out the perfect YouTube ad. And let me close here by saying, would you like for my team and my videographer I just talked about to build you a YouTube ad? We would love to do so and run your YouTube ads as well. You can contact us at hiveleadmarketing.com, HIVELEAD marketing.com, and we can put together an ad for you, and you can see what you think, how you think it looks. But we are really good at what we do. We get results with YouTube ads. So work hard. Don't give up. Build those YouTube ads.